Let's talk about the idea of a tortured genius. Tortured geniuses are quite a fascinating phenomenon, and they've become a trope in the arts world, in pop culture, in just society in general. And I recently have been hyperfixated, few months or weeks back, hyperfixated on the notion of a tortured genius. And from what I gather, the whole tortured genius trope has its origin in three main things. Number one, a lot of artists and a lot of highly intelligent people use their art as catharsis. Use their art to get rid of negative emotions, essentially venting, crying for help, or, separating themselves, letting go of these negative emotions, if that makes sense. Second thing I'd like to add is that some artists, perhaps those influenced by the notion of the tortured genius itself, for example, Kurt Cobain and Edgar Degas, by their own admission, have said that their negative emotions and their art are inextricably connected. In fact, Cobain is quoted as saying, "Thank you for all the pain. I need it for my art." And thirdly, what is fascinating about bipolar individuals is that the quantity and perhaps the quality, although that cannot be quantitatively measured, obviously, of art decreases during depressive episodes and dramatically increases during manic episodes. Fourthly, and this is my last point, and this is the big tie-in, I would say, people, I think, mistakenly jump to the conclusion that mental illness or depression causes creativity. In fact, what is probably at the origin of all this is some sort of combination of neuroticism and perhaps alexithymia, which I've discussed in an earlier video. If you know what the Big Five ocean test is in psychology, then you will know that N stands for neuroticism. Neuroticism is a personality trait, which means tendencies towards developing mental illness, such as anxiety, depression, and perhaps in more advanced states, burnout, psychosis, and traits that cause tendencies towards psychosis, anxiety, depression, and burnout are traits that generally produce more intense thoughts, more intense emotions, and therefore more intense creativity. So no, mental illness does not cause creativity, but rather creativity and mental illness seem to have similar causes in highly neurotic individuals and perhaps in alexithymic individuals, because alexithymic individuals are more predisposed to things like anxiety and depression. So it seems as though that the two of them share a common source, and I think also it's just become a trope in society now based on that. And in a lot of cases, really what is happening with the whole mad scientist, tortured genius, and whatnot, what is actually being referred to as neurodivergence, specifically neurodevelopmental differences, as opposed to affective or mood differences and disorders. Neurodevelopmental differences such as autism, ADHD, learning disabilities, especially I would say autism and ADHD, since autistic and ADHD individuals, and especially ADHD individuals, have been frequently misunderstood and marginalized throughout history. So, thanks for watching.